So you're probably seeing the advertisements. They promise an AI tutor that's available at any time, never gets tired, and costs much less than a regular tuition class. I'm sure it sounds really appealing, especially when your child is struggling with homework late at night and you yourself are not sure how to explain the question. So part of you probably hope that, this app will help. And another part of you might be worrying whether it may simply do all the work for your child. I'm here to say that actually both concerns are very valid, because an AI tutor can help a child understand difficult concepts, but that same tool may also encourage your child to copy answers without learning. And the main difference is not about which app you choose, it's basically more a habit of how your child is using it. And later in this video, I'll share a very simple 2-minute test that you can use to find out whether an AI tutor is supporting your child's thinking, learning, or basically just replacing their thinking entirely. So I'm sure now if you open any app store, you'll see many education apps described as AI tutors, AI homework helpers, or study companions. However, the word AI does not tell you very much, because some of the tools explain concepts clearly and adjust questions according to a child's ability, and others mainly just generate answers. You might be hearing very different experiences from friends or like parent chat groups. One parent might share that an app has helped their child improve. Another one may say that their child used it to complete their homework as quickly as possible and could not answer similar questions during a test. And it's perfectly understandable why parents are interested, because private tuition in Singapore is very expensive, and scheduling classes can also be difficult when the child already have so many commitments like school, CCA, enrichment classes, as well as family commitments. So an AI tutor is not just cheaper, it's actually available at any time, and you can access it easily from a phone or a laptop. But the most important question is not whether the tool uses AI. The real question is, what is your child doing while they're using it? Are they thinking more clearly, or are they using it to avoid thinking altogether? Many parents ask which AI tutor is the best, and that might not be the most useful question. I feel that a better question is more like, when my child gets stuck, do they use AI to understand the problem, or do they use it to complete the homework? So these are two very different ways of using the same tool. One child might enter the question, receive a full solution, and then just copies it without checking and then just move on to the next question. The homework is completed, but the child might not understand what they have just written. And another child might actually just ask for a hint, and they attempt the question, make a mistake, and ask AI to explain where exactly they went wrong, and then they try again. So the app or the tool is exactly the same, but the learning outcome and the journey is very different, because an AI tutor often strengthens a child's existing learning habits. So a curious child may use it to ask more questions and learn faster, and a child who is always looking for the quickest answer may just become more dependent on it. And that is why good habits and guidance matter just as much as the technology itself. Many parents might think that AI tutoring is something that they have purchased separately, but actually the MOE Student Learning Space, or SLS, already includes several AI-enabled learning features, like the Adaptive Learning System provides customized or personalized learning pathways, practice questions, and feedback based on a student's readiness. The Learning Assistant guides students by asking questions and helping them work through learning materials rather than simply presenting an answer. So SLS also includes feedback tools that can provide students with hints or comments on their work. But did you know that not every tool is available for every subject, level, or lesson? Because teachers also get to decide how some of these features are used. And the important point is that AI-supported learning is no longer a distant idea. It is already inside the Singapore's education system in a very structured and age-appropriate way. Instead of just asking only like, should my child use AI, you may need to ask, is my child using AI to understand a concept more deeply, or simply to answer and finish their homework as soon as possible? So this is not exactly a technology question, it is more a learning habit question. AI tutors can be especially useful for children who need more time, more practice, and different explanation. For example, a child who's too shy to raise their hand in class to ask a question, or they may not fully understand the first explanation, but they are worried about asking the teacher to repeat it. And an AI tutor may allow the child to ask the same question multiple times without feeling embarrassed. And it may also explain the concept in a different way or provide additional practice at the child's current level. And this can be very useful in a classroom where a teacher has to support many students with different needs. And AI tools may also help children revise at their own pace, identify learning gaps, and receive immediate feedback. However, AI should support teachers and parents and not replace them. So a tool may be able to explain math methods, but it may not recognize that a child is anxious, tired, distracted, or losing confidence. So human guidance still matters. I would recommend not, because the same tool that supports an independent learner can also become a shortcut for a child who wants to avoid difficult work. And learning requires some struggle, and a child needs opportunities to attempt a question, make mistakes, and work out what went wrong. And when every difficult question is immediately passed on to the AI, the child may stop developing the patience and confidence required to solve problems independently. At a recent panel discussion that I've attended, one of the speakers shared a very useful reminder, which is do not outsource your curiosity. The idea behind that quotation or sentence is important because when it's used well, AI can handle very mundane tasks while allowing the child to focus mainly on the understanding, the questioning, and being able to apply ideas. But when it's used badly, then it can take over their entire thinking while the child just simply accepts the answer. And we have seen both behaviors among students. Some children can ask AI for clues, challenge their answers and then try again, and others immediately request for the full answer. So the tool itself is not automatically bad or good. What matters is the learning behavior that is encouraging. And parents and teachers therefore need to pay attention not only to what the child completes, but also to how the child has completed it. An AI tutor may be available during revision or homework, but it's definitely not available in the same way during an actual examination. So it also cannot take over your child's place when your child attends, for example, a school interview or DSA interview. Like when a teacher may ask, can you explain how you arrive at your answer? And later on in life, your child may also face situations where there's no clear answer and they will need to assess information, make a decision, and explain their reasoning. And a child who used AI to understand a topic is more likely to understand and handle these situations more independently. A child who used AI only to generate answers may struggle once that tool is removed. So the problem may remain hidden for some time. You may notice the homework is completed, the answers look neat, and your child appears to be keeping up. But when they have to explain the concept without the screen, then the gap becomes very clear. So two different kids may be able to submit the same homework, but only one may truly understand it. Let us look at a simple example. So two kids working on the same math problem and using the same AI tutor. Child number one enters the full questions and then asks for the complete solution. He or she just copies the question, ticks off the question and moves on. They may complete 10 questions in a short 20 minutes, but they may not be able to solve the same questions independently later on. And the second child may actually use the same tool, but in a very different way. Like he can ask for a hint instead of the answer. He or she will attempt the question and they can get it wrong, and they will ask AI to explain where they have made the mistake, and then they'll try again. The second child may complete only 4 questions in the same amount of time, let's say 20 minutes, but those 4 questions are more likely to be fully understood. And at the end of the week, both kids may have completed the same worksheet or homework. But during a test, however, who do you think will be the one able to solve the question by themselves without any help? So the difference is not the AI tutor or the app or the tool. The difference is how the child has been taught to use it. What I can recommend is you can try this during the next homework or revision session this week. It can be used with almost any AI learning tool, including the tools available in school. So all you need to do is, for example, set one rule. The AI may provide a hint, ask a guiding question, or explain a concept, but it should not provide the complete answer immediately. And ask your child to attempt the question first. When the question is completed, close or turn away the screen and then ask your child, can you explain to me how you just solved this? So your child does not need to use the perfect language. They may simply need to explain the main steps and why those steps make sense to them. And when your child can explain the whole process, it is a good sign because that AI tool has supported their learning. And when they cannot explain the answer without looking at the screen, then it's very likely that the AI tool has done most of the work. So you can try this once or twice a week. The aim is not to catch your child doing something wrong or to monitor every single click on the laptop, but it's more to build a healthy habit, which is use AI as a tool to receive guidance and explanations, but do not allow it to replace your own attempt. And that habit matters more than paying for the most expensive app. To me, the key skill is knowing how to use a powerful tool to think better rather than use it to think less. So this includes knowing how to ask useful follow-up questions, to check whether an answer is accurate, to explain the reasoning in their own words, recognize when AI may be wrong, and apply what they have learned without the tool. And also to keep trying when the answer does not come immediately. So these habits can be developed progressively according to the child's age and ability. For younger kids, this may mean learning to ask questions, being able to follow instructions and create something simple with guidance. For older kids, this may involve checking sources, comparing different questions, improving their prompts, explaining why they agree or disagree with the AI-generated response. So banning AI completely may not prepare children how to use it in a responsive manner. Giving them unrestricted access without guidance is also not the answer. Children need to be coached on how to use AI carefully, actively and independently. And at Empire AI, we teach children not only how to operate AI tools, but also how to question, direct and evaluate them. So the goal is for children to become active thinkers while using technology. So perhaps your child is already using an AI tutor, or you are currently considering paying for one, and you may not be too sure whether it might help your child understand more deeply or simply help them finish their homework. What you can do, you can WhatsApp us at 8145 5004. Share with us your child's age, what tool they are using, and what do they normally use it for. And we will share an honest view about whether the tool appears suitable and suggest ways for your child to be able to use it more effectively.